Mysteries of Lost Atlantis Legends regarding the existence of Atlantis have held humanity for thousands of years. Around 360 BC, an ancient Greek philosopher known as Plato depicted Atlantis as an advanced, high-tech civilization with a power unmatched in human memory at that time, which mysteriously disappears into the sea. Through multiple theories and attempts at explorations, no clear location and story of what may have happened to the lost Atlantis still exist in human history. End 1. Plato's story of Atlantis. The most well-known account of Atlantis comes from the Greek philosopher Plato in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. Here, Plato tells us that Atlantis was an island located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which is what we call the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, the civilization was very advanced in terms of technology and culture, possessing vast wealth, power, and an extensive navy. According to Plato, the king of Atlantis was a powerful ruler named Atlas, who was the son of Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. This island was said to be an enormous and fertile land with natural resources, precious metals, and abundant agriculture. However, over time, the Atlanteans became corrupt, and their hubris led them to war against the rest of the known world. The gods, angered by this defiance, resolved to sink Atlantis into the sea, and from thenceforth, it disappeared. Second, location of Atlantis. There have been several proposals for the location of Atlantis over centuries. Some of the most notable ones are the Mediterranean Sea. Many believe that Atlantis could exist in the Mediterranean, located around Crete or the Aegean Islands. As there are suggested facts that describe Plato's Atlantis as one with powerful high cultures Minoan civilization on the island of Crete, there have been proposals because it's an advanced culture with a shocking disappearance. The Caribbean and the Americas. Some think that Atlantis might be in the Caribbean Sea, possibly near the Bermuda Triangle or in the Caribbean Islands. Others think that the ancient Mayans or Olmecs could have been influenced by a lost Atlantean civilization. There is even a theory that Atlantis could be located in the Bimini Road area, where underwater stone formations are often cited as evidence of lost cities. Antarctica. Another more controversial theory suggests that Atlantis is located in Antarctica. Some researchers point to the ancient maps, such as the Piri Reis map, which suggests that this continent was ice-free in the ancient times and could have been an advanced civilization. The Azores. These islands are off the coast of Portugal and are considered another potential site for Atlantis. The Azores Islands have a volcanic origin and lie along the mid-Atlantic ridge, so they may well be the site of the lost continent. 3. The alleged downfall of Atlantis. The collapse of Atlantis, as described by Plato, was both a result of the moral corruption of its citizens and the vengeance of the gods. As time passed, the Atlanteans grew more covetous and aggressive, wanting to extend their empire. Their arrogance challenged the gods, and thus Atlantis was smitten by natural calamities in form of earthquakes and floods which eventually sunk the entire island into the ocean. The description of Plato portrays that it all happened within one day and night, and sank with no sign left. 4. Search for Atlantis. The search for Atlantis has been one of the greatest subjects of interest and intrigue for explorers, archaeologists, and historians. Several expeditions have been launched to find out the truth about Atlantis, but none of them have been successful in proving their claims. The most famous early explorer who searched for Atlantis was the 16th century geographer Ignatius Donnelly, who wrote the book Atlantis, The Antediluvian World. Donnelly's work popularized the idea that Atlantis was a real, advanced civilization that influenced ancient cultures. He believed that the Atlanteans were the progenitors of many ancient civilizations, including those in Egypt and South America. More recent searches have also targeted more modern areas like the Mediterranean. Researchers have explored underwater ruins that could be connected to Atlantis. They used submersive vehicles and sonar technology to explore the ocean floors, but to date, nothing has been found conclusively about Atlantis. 5. Modern scientific views on Atlantis. Many scientists and historians today regard Atlantis as a myth, a mere legend, and not an actual fact in history. They suggest that Plato's fable was a moral allegory meant to depict the dangers of hubris and the consequences of not respecting divine powers. Others believe that the story of Atlantis was inspired by real events, such as the eruption of the Santorini volcano in 1600 BC, which led to the collapse of the Minoan civilization. This can be attributed to the fact that Plato described the sinking of Atlantis, which may have symbolized the sudden and catastrophic fall of ancient civilizations. It may have been a metaphor for the fall of great empires or natural disasters that annihilated whole cultures. Researchers also note that the exact details of Plato's story, such as the highly advanced technologies of the Atlanteans, might have been exaggerated. 6. Atlantis in popular culture. It was over the years that the Atlantis legend managed to capture the imaginations of people, and thus it has been embedded in popular culture. This mythical place is seen as an extremely developed civilization that holds technologies that transcend the limits of ancient societies. The representation takes on science fiction movies to literature where sometimes Atlantis is represented as a utopia or as a tragic civilization whose fall came with hubris. For example, popular movies and television shows like Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire, 2001, have helped to make the legend more alive than ever in creative ways. This is part of the reason that people are fascinated with the concept of a lost city of unbelievable riches and knowledge. 7. The mystery and heritage of Atlantis. Whether Atlantis ever existed or not, the mystique surrounding it has led to several theories and discussions about lost civilizations, ancient technologies, and human history. The story of Atlantis speaks to universal human fascination with the unknown and the mysteries of the deep ocean. Challenged to question a possible Atlantis, an ancient culture so lost by disasters that now cannot be rebuilt, exposes ideas as to an eventual civilization beyond one's imaginal conception. Besides serving as an instructive metaphorical reference for rising and falling human cultures, as a reminder for respect towards power at nature, such an understanding inspires one into asking further. 8. Conclusion. Atlantis as a symbol. The mystery of Atlantis may never be solved, and the search for its remains may continue for generations. Whether Atlantis was a real place or simply a product of Plato's imagination, its legend continues to intrigue and inspire. It serves as a reminder of humanity's quest for knowledge, the allure of the unknown, and the power of stories to shape cultures across the ages.
The mystery of Atlantis may never be solved, but the legend itself is a testament to human curiosity and the desire to explore the depths of both the world around us and the stories that define our history.